the internet, Donna here. I wanted to talk to you all today about sleeping in your chompers. Now, if you have natural chompers, this is something you have no choice but to do, but if you are a denture wearer, it's not really advised for you to sleep with your dentures in your mouth. You might be asking, but Donna, I sleep with my dentures in my mouth and there's absolutely nothing wrong with me. What's the harm in it? Well, I'm here to tell ya. Not necessarily from personal experience, but according to DearDoctor.com, and I will put the link in the description box below. So this is actually a really common question. Dentures are a good thing. They offer a lot of benefits to people who have lost their natural teeth. They can help them regain the confidence to smile, help them eat more foods more effectively and speak more clearly. But it's also important to recognize that there are some downsides to wearing dentures. For one thing, they put pressure on the gums and also the bony ridges that are underneath of the gums. This causes resorption, which is a process that results in a gradual decrease in bone volume and density. So where you've had teeth removed, eventually your body will resorb that bone tissue that's, I say tissue, is it tissue? Because when I think of tissues, I think of soft tissues, but I guess it's bone tissue. Well, anyhow, it'll resorb the bone material that's there over time. Now, granted, this is a fairly slow process, but your bone resorption in your mouth can actually increase if you wear your dentures 24 hours a day. With the loss of bone comes inadequate support for your dentures, and that causes them to become loose or to fall out more easily. It also decreases support for your cheeks and for your lips, which can cause a dramatic change in your appearance facially. You know that sunken in denture face or whatever that everybody's scared of getting? Bone resorption causes that. So additionally, if they're not properly cared for, under the undersurfaces of your dentures can become breeding grounds for bacteria and fungus, which cause odors, irritation, and disease. So while we don't have to worry about getting cavities or needing root canals and that kind of thing anymore, gum disease is still a very real risk for us denture wearers. So that's something that you should be aware of if you're wearing your dentures 24 hours a day, that you've increased your risk for that. It's been found that people wearing dentures during the night while sleeping are more likely to have tongue and denture plaque, gum inflammation, positive cultures for thrush, and higher blood levels of interleukin-6. Now, interleukin-6 isn't something that I've talked about in previous videos, but what it is it's a protein that's made by your white blood cells that signifies that your body is fighting an infection. Good oral hygiene among denture wearers is very important and reduces the risk of serious illness. Okay, and you'll pardon me for looking off screen. There's notes here that I've made from the website. There was a recent study involving 542 randomly selected elderly nursing home residents. Okay, found that seniors who wore their dentures to sleep were 2.3 times more likely to die or be hospitalized from pneumonia as those who took their dentures out. 2.3 times more likely to die or be hospitalized for pneumonia. That's a lot, and it's really sad. The study noted that the aspiration, which is breathing, is a significant means of moving pneumonia-causing bacteria from the mouth into the lungs in elderly people. This means that if they were 2 to 3 times more likely to be hospitalized or die from pneumonia than people who took their dentures out, that pneumonia-causing bacteria were sticking to their dentures and being aspirated by them, bless you, through the night while they slept. That's pretty scary stuff. Like, that makes me want to take my dentures out right now. There are other concerns, though. Wearing your dentures continually, and especially at night when salivary flow naturally diminishes, often results in a condition called stomatitis, which is quite literally translated stoma, mouth, titus, inflammation, mouth inflammation. Okay, typically this will affect the tissues underneath of your dentures. Typically under the upper denture, you can develop reddened, inflamed tissues, and they can become infected with yeast. And it's often accompanied by a disease called angular cheilitis, which is a cracking at the corners of the mouth and subsequent infection by the same yeast in the corners of your mouth. And that's pretty gross, and it sounds pretty painful. I've had like a zit at the corner of my mouth before that like turned into, because you pick it or whatever, and it wasn't fun. So I don't want that at both the corners. Ew. No, no thanks. That's okay. Thank you though. Now, denture stomatitis is treated by leaving the dentures out at night and cleaning them meticulously. Yeast infection in your mouth is treated with anti-yeast or antifungal medication and or chlorhexidrine prescription mouthwash that your dentist can prescribe for you. Now, whether you wear full or partial dentures, taking them out at night for sleeping gives the gives the gums and other denture-bearing tissues a chance to rest, recover, and receive beneficial exposure to the antibacterial agents naturally present in your saliva. So in short, removing your dentures at night is the healthiest thing to do. Now, I'm not saying that if you sleep in your dentures, all of these things will happen to you, but just know that you increase your risk if you're not giving your gums a chance to rest and your mouth a chance to rest, and there are some consequences over time if you sleep in your dentures. So that really ought to answer the questions of, should I sleep in my dentures? Why or why not? What about you? Do you sleep in your dentures? How long have you been doing it? Have you noticed any of these problems at all popping up? I would love to hear about it. Leave me a comment in the section below, and I love to read and respond to every single one. Thank you all so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you again tomorrow with a fresh new video. Until then, be good to each other, keep smiling, and keep being awesome.